Hello, everyone. My name is Haley Wagner, and I am an instructional supervisor here with Keystone. And tonight we will be reading from this Disney Princess Bedtime book. Tonight we're going to be focusing on Merida from Brave, and the story is called A Merida and Mum Day. It was a beautiful morning in Dunbroch. The sun was starting to peek through the mist, and the bright green grass was shining with dew. In the castle, Merida and her mother, Queen Eleanor, were getting ready for their first time ever Merida and Mum Day. There was just one problem. The two didn't spend much time alone together. Neither of them knew what to do on their special day. Shall we work on our embroidery? Eleanor suggested, leading Merida into a sunny tower. Oh, if you like, Merida said, trying to sound enthusiastic. She sank into an armchair and picked up some needlework. Then she looked out the window. It was such a nice day. I found this red thread is just perfect for her. Eleanor paused, noticing that her daughter was distracted. You know, I could do with a wee bit of fresh air, she said. Merida's face brightened. Are you sure? Absolutely, Eleanor replied. Eleanor and Merida went outside and walked past Merida's archery field. I know, Merida announced. I'll teach you how to shoot a bow. Eleanor gave her daughter a weak smile, but Merida didn't notice. She handed her mother a bow and arrow and hopped to the starting line. Now, you just got to line yourself up like so, draw all the way back, and oh! You could see Merida with her mom shooting the bow right there. Oh, other side. Merida's arrow flew swiftly towards the bullseye, but Eleanor was not finding archery as easy. Mum, Merida cried as Eleanor's arrow hit the ground near her foot. Are you all right? Yes, dear, Eleanor said. But perhaps archery is not the best mother-daughter activity. Just then, Eleanor spotted the stables in the distance. I think I know what we can do, she said. Let's go for a ride. There's Mom and horses. As the queen and princess rode through the beautiful countryside, Eleanor called out to her daughter, Merida, slow down. I want to show you something. Merida turned back to find her mother standing in front of a big leafy tree. That's a very nice tree, Merida said. Quite, well, tall. This is a Roman tree, Eleanor explained. It is considered the Lady of the Mountain, a protector. Its twigs are hung over doorways to ward off evil spirits. That's got Merida's attention. She loved listening to her mother's tales. Evil spirits? She asked. Eleanor glanced at her daughter mischievously. Shall we collect some twigs for the castle? Merida was about to answer when a very large, scary shadow appeared in the glen. Some monstrous creature was shaking the shrubs surrounding the rowan tree. Watch out! Merida cried, leaping in front of her mother. Just then, a flash of red curls appeared. It was Merida's brothers riding a goat. Harris, Hubert, Hamish, Eleanor cried, what are you lot doing here? I thought you were a bogey, Merida said. Well, Eleanor sighed, I suppose we'll have to take them back to the castle. Eleanor frowned. Do we have to? Maybe we could just take them with us. Eleanor leaned in towards Merida. You're on. A wee bit later, Eleanor, Merida, and the triplets stopped at a babbling creek. The horses and goats lapped up the cool water. Oh, that looks nice and refreshing, Merida said, wading into the creek. Her brothers jumped in after her. Merida turned around to see her mother very delicately sticking a toe in the water. Come on in, Mum, she called. It feels great. Eleanor hesitated. Oh, no, I couldn't possibly. You must be so hot, Merida asked. That may be, but well, Merida looked at her brothers. They knew what to do. Splash! A wave of water hit Eleanor. Merida's mother looked shocked. Then she burst into laughter. Oh, no, you don't. I'm going to get you for that, she said, joining her children in the creek. They're splashing around, having fun. Cooled off from the water, the group decided to do some exploring. They rode merrily through the forest and soon came across a peaceful meadow. The boys pointed to some large gray stones in the middle of it. Oh, yes, Eleanor said, the old Barry ruins. Let's stop here for a moment. While the boys ran around playing hide and seek in the ruins, Meredith studied some of the carvings etched into the stones. What is this? Can you read it, Mum? Eleanor peered closely. In my translation is correct. It says, for the noble queen and the brave princess. She looked at her daughter warmly. How about that? Meredith smiled. Suddenly, she saw her mother's face darken. Boys, Eleanor called. The triplets had somehow climbed up one of the roots. Meredith jumped up to collect them. I don't know how you do it. Watch over all of us, Meredith said, handing her squirming brothers down to her mother. Well, I've got help, Eleanor said. They've got a good big sister. All too soon the sun began to set. "I think it's time to go home," Eleanor said. As the group rode, they spotted some fireflies dancing in the meadow. "Fireflies are the fairies' messengers," Eleanor explained. "We just have to whisper our wishes to them. Shall we?" Eleanor grinned and hopped off her horse. As the boys tried to catch the bright buzzing bugs, mother and daughter whispered their deepest wishes. Later, back at the castle, Merida stopped her mother. "What did you wish for?" she asked. "We're not supposed to say, or it won't come true," Eleanor said. Merida shrugged. "I wish to have more Merida and Mum days." Eleanor pulled her daughter into a hug. "Me too," she whispered. Merida smiled. She knew that one wish was be sure to come true. Thank you so much for joining me with this bedtime story with Kip. I hope that you watch some of our other bedtime stories, and I hope you have a lovely night. Good night.